weird times.
All night.
You can use it you can use it as an excuse. Like it's.
I
Weird
feel like
times.
you get more done at night because nobody's like fucking with you and bothering you as well.
There's nobody blowing up my phone. There's nobody bothering me. When I wake up, my phone has like 15 messages from like 5 different people. I handle all of that business, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to work now, and I turn the phone sitting right here upside down so it doesn't work. And I don't know. I don't know that it's not. Yeah,
that's a thing.
Well, not for you, Apple users. But with my phone, I tell you, flip it upside down. It's completely silenced. It won't do a thing. It won't do anything.
Cool.
It's a notification.
Like there's a lot of things.
I also am in fact an Apple.
With my phone, I don't know. Maybe again, like I never know because this is an old cheap ass Samsung. So for all I know, the iPhone, if you go illuminate, it will. But I don't know. I like that if I shake my phone, the light turns on.
Yeah, it's like if you're scared if someone's in the house, it's already on.
I'm right here.
I'm tough.
Many a ghoul has been defeated by that little.
Little
green
cool
ghouls,
feature.
man.
I like
Little
that.
green ghouls.
Yeah. We were talking about phones the other day.
Oh, go ahead.
We were talking about phones the other day. I heard that the new iPhone, like the cheap one, the $300 one or whatever, was gonna be more powerful than the most expensive Android. And I started reading up on it because that interested me. And then I was just like, wait a minute.
I don't think that's true.
How much power?
I read it too.
How much power?
No. But what they're
need?
I mean,
MKBHP or whatever that good-looking black guy's name.
Yeah.
Good-looking black tech review guy.
Marcus Brown ass.
Yeah. He said that the most.
What is the measuring that is he using the
speed of the processor? I believe
it was in a tweet, but he was saying it was faster and more powerful than the most expensive Android.
But of course, one thing to keep in mind, and I'm sure Woody knows this if he read the thing, the Samsung has a better screen, so it's more is being drawn.
It is what? It is. Listen, it is literally the same as every single time they release a new console, right? So imagine we're talking Sony and Xbox, okay? And Xbox goes, "I got 14 gigaflops," and Sony's like, "We have 60. We have 120 hertz refresh." Both are very intriguing and very useful things, but like neither one of them is going to tell me which one is better, right?
Dude,
so
that's
CPU,
That's like Sega and blast processing with the Genesis back in the day. Like, what the fuck does that mean? It sounds cool though.
Like,
blast, that's cool.
Usually when a budget phone comes out, it's not better than the flagship phones. It is an unusual situation.
What is better?
Here, let me get to this though. I feel like the processing speed of a phone isn't even its greatest measure, though. It's more about the ecosystem. It doesn't have the apps you want. And Kyle places a lot of value in the easy flashlight. You know, those kinds of things are what make a phone valuable.
Yeah. I really do. Because like whenever somebody's like buying this new phone, and they're like, yeah, it's $1,500 and I got the Chrome one. And I'm just like, what? Look, I am speaking from a place of ignorance. That's why this is a question I'm posing to you. What makes your phone better than mine? I want to know. This isn't me looking down on you or being a snob or thinking you're dumb for spending the money.
So I have a feature like your flashlight. If I triple click, it's a magnifying glass. Now I'm old. So like the fact that happens and it's so easy to read small things or maybe see a small thing. Like if I think a weld is cracking or something, like that'd be a situation where I'd use it.
There's no...
Dude, on a related note... I wear these glasses to pee sometimes, and they're magnifying, and it's like, who brought the hog, bitches? I brought the hog, bitches.
But you're 100% right, though, right? Like what is quantifying better? Like what is inherently better than one or the other? I think that for specifically, the iPhone SE is a great bargain, incredible, right? And it probably does most things better than your standard, similarly price point Android phone. But like to take one metric and say like, this is gonna make so many people mad. But it's like me going like, hey, I got a 2080 Ti and you have a Titan X. I've got more. You've got more CUDA cores than me. That's gonna help you render that video faster. Both of us create content. The insignificant amount of difference between you rendering your video and mine is literally like no one's going to notice. Yeah. It is a real difference. It is inherently better to use a Titan X than a 1080 Ti to render videos. But like, it means fuck all. It means nothing.
It's
So, like-
negligible. It's negligible.
Right.
Like, and look, I'm not someone who falls behind on tech stuff. Like I've got a very nice television. Like my monitor is very nice. I have a 2080 Ti in this rig. Like I keep my like technological stuff really up to date. The stuff that whenever they make these advances, but I haven't seen an advance with cell phones in so long. I can't
It's just
even
camera,
remember
dude.
when it was.
It's just camera. Yeah, that's it.
Well,
My camera
actually,
is so good, like on this phone, and I know that it's a junky. I think this is $100 phone with the plan. I think that's what I paid for this thing. I don't even know what it is. It may not even have a name. All right,
It's just known as the phone.
it's the Motorola 7.
You know, I had I can't remember the name of the phone I had a while back, but it was it had a 4K screen and it took 4K video and pictures, and that was like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I couldn't tell. Because because 4K this small and 1080p this small or 2K this small, you can't see that difference. Resolution to me matters when you've got a big honking 75-inch TV in your living room.
And you're right, but the two biggest things from a user standpoint that and I've had, done brand deals with like all of the Android market, and I recently purchased an iPhone specifically because of I think Woody said it, like the ecosystem. Literally I would get flamed by people in the music industry because I did not have blue text. I was like, this is such an absurd metric to talk to me, but like, fine, if that's
do you get that too? All my friends that I talk to, like my real life friends, all they do is I'll like text something and they'll be like, we got poor ass green text in chat. We got poor green text. Get a fucking iPhone, retard. And I'm like, I go in there. I have no loyalty to any phone brands. That seems very lame to me.
No,
it is.
And
very
so
lame.
Like when I went in, I was like, last time I got a phone, I was like, oh, the iPhone. Okay, maybe I'll switch to iPhone this time. Oh, wait, is that the one that doesn't have like a jack for audio?
Literally all
no, then I know. No, and she's like, well, but there's a very handy thing you plug in. I'm like, no, that's a dongle. They got rid of those in the 90s. I'm not using it.
I've got a fucking 3.5 jack on this.
Normal
That's
audio
nice.
jacks.
The thing about the cameras, I agree with Blame Truth. Like, I thought my camera was fine. And then every so often, like a friend shows me their picture and it's like, oh, I see. I'm 3 years out of date.
Camera tech is the number one driver in getting new phones, and it is a very clear difference between current camera tech and last gen. The two, or I guess I should say the three things that matter to me as somebody who is like, my job is making good audio, good camera quality, and having like an accessible phone that is good for sharing all this stuff, is screen refresh rate. So I had the Razer phone too, because I am #sponsored by Razer. 120 hertz on your phone screen is probably the best shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it is alarming how much better it just makes typing emails feel, which again, negligible, right? Like, well,
okay. You're saying it's more fluid, it's slicker. I like that.
It is inherently twice as smooth as anything you're doing on your phone. It doesn't matter what tech they have. It is just, that is the way that
it's time for me to get a new phone. This is why I've been bringing this up. It's time for a new one. This one is slowing down. It's like when I go to do things, there's what do you got there?
Pixel 4. Pixel 4. Get it through.
I'd say no.
Whoa, hold on. Get it through. It's $1,000 phone, but during Black Friday, I got it through Google Fi's. They have a network. It's called Google Fi.
I'm on Google Fi.
Yeah. You can get one for super cheap. I got this for $500. It was half off on Black Friday. Google Fi is fucking amazing, and you can tell the difference with this camera to yours. If you do switch,
no, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah.
Now, do you want my? I don't know how much that is, but my personal recommendation, which I don't use, and I think and I've never used before, is the OnePlus 8. I think it's called. So it's 120 hertz refresh, 48 megapixel rear camera. It's got tri cameras. It's like it's probably the biggest independent manufacturer for Android hardware, and MKBHD does have a video on this. You can watch it and like get all of his pros and cons and whatever. But like, if you're gonna spend money to buy a brand new phone, I'm fairly certain that OnePlus will also work on Google Fi, because I'll
look into it. Like, I'll tell you the things I do with my phone. I get on Reddit. You know, I do social media shit. I text a ton. I do use it as a telephone sometimes. I do take tons of pictures. Like I like to cook, so I'm always taking like pictures of food and sending to people the stuff I've cooked.
You can always count on Kyle for funny images throughout the day.
For some great funny images. But you want I think screen refresh rate and battery life are the two biggest things that I give a shit about. I will not buy a phone under 4,000 milliamp
To me, it's
hour.
the ecosystem. Like okay, just the other day, Colin lost his iPod. Right? We call it his phone, but you picture it, a little iPod phone looking thing. We didn't know where it was, and anyone here might be stressed if they lost their phone. But Colin's special needs, it's a whole nother level, right? He's fighting back tears. He's running around. He lost it while mowing, so we don't know where it is or how destroyed it is.
It's in
places
there.
It could be lost.
I mowed a phone once.
Okay,
exactly the diameter of the house.
So Jackie comes out. She presses a button on her watch and sounds it off, and we find it immediately. Like that kind of shit has a lot of value to us.
Can't you just?
But you know that is also an available feature on every single Android phone.
Yeah, that too. I've got like Find My Phone.
I don't know. I've just been in the same ecosystem for ages.
There's and that's both the positive and the negative. Like you like I can ask my Google Home right now, hey, call my phone.
Yeah, I do that with Alexa.
It doesn't even it doesn't even have to, like, the locked in ecosystem is I shouldn't say strictly, it's very heavily weighted towards Apple products, right? Like you need iTunes, you need your, like, all these work together. The only Apple product I have is my iPhone, and it makes my life super difficult when I'm trying to do anything else outside of that. But all of the features that I do have with my iPhone, I do have in some capacity with Android. Yes, it is not nearly as seamless. Like if I want to put in my Bluetooth earbuds, like I have to click a button on my phone. Woe is me. But it is kind of nice to have
when Jackie walks up to her notebook, it unlocks for her and there's no password because it senses that her watch came over. They all do that. That's not a special thing.
You have facial recognition.
Yeah.
It's not, those aren't secure features at all.
It's not quite as cool.
Well, wear her watch, Kyle. I don't know.
If I set my facial recognition a year ago, it wouldn't recognize me today.
No,
it'd be like, alert, some fat fuck is trying to break into your phone.
Nobody, why are people, all right, this is such a bad take. Why are people so anal about, like, the ability to potentially defraud facial recognition on their cell phone? Like,
because I'll tell you why. Right now, you're in a state where marijuana is legal. Most people are not. If you have talked about any weed or done any sort of marijuana buying or selling or say, hey, would you like some marijuana? You can come smoke it with me. Well, you've just distributed marijuana. And so what a cop has to do to unlock your phone now, and he can and will, is take your phone and click. Can you wait and open your phone?
Is this not inherently limited?
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah. They're allowed to take your finger and put it on your phone.
Is this state dependent? Is this state dependent?
Well, yeah, not all states have legal marijuana. Or are you talking about the search and seizure?
No, I'm talking about the search and seizure, because I mean, actually, you're right. Your entire point still stands. However, almost like the cop can still put your finger on the phone.
Don't do your finger.
They should have dick prints.
What do you mean?
I mean that neither of those are secure methods of lock.
So, Kyle, are you suggesting a password and you just refuse? Is that
my phone takes a 9-digit fucking number? All right,
you can do that.
I'm not kidding.
You can do that with every phone, though.
I know.
No. But what he's saying is this is why people care.
I'm not arguing for Sega or Nintendo or I'm not making a comparison, dude. I'm saying locking your phone with your face or your thumb are ineffective security.
No, dude, I want to fight about this.
Honestly, fine. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like they are ineffective security.
I want to go to trivia,
good ones.
But I have a question for Kyle. Kyle, they're allowed to do that? Use your face or your finger and sort of like against your will unlock your phone? Yeah. That's a thing that happens?
Not in California.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Don't do that.
Your state sucks. I'm never going there again unless they pay me a lot.
Yeah, don't do those things.
And then I
didn't do those. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm not saying that happened to me. I'm saying that it will happen to you. I've spent a lot of money on lawyers, and I've gotten a lot of education about things just like that, where they
you are
that's how
inherently
you know.
better.
Okay.
You are in fact better equipped to answer this question.
So
I will
put a fucking number on there. Just and after a while you get so quick at putting that number in there. 532964448. Oh no, I said it. No, that's not my number. But you get so quick at putting your number in that you're just and it's open. It's fast.
Kyle's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, it's definitely not that.
0000. That's the kind of code an idiot uses on his luggage.
It's literally not.
I typed
You
in
ever hear those stories where it's like so and so broke into the Pentagon using password 1?
No, it was
like, that's not
Roger
good.
Stone's? Roger Stone, or maybe it wasn't Stone. It was one of his cohorts, right? One of those groups. His password was James Bond 007.
Okay,
brilliant.
I like that password. That's kind of cool.
And look,
or like maybe it was Bond 007. It's just like, really?
And it's for all sorts of things. Like if you could get arrested without doing anything criminal, you could be associated with somebody that you didn't know had a joint on them, and then you could be now you're part of a drug investigation. And if there's anything in your phone that you wouldn't want everyone to see, then you should use a number code. I'm not saying you've got heroin deals in your phone. I'm just saying if you don't want your dick pic to potentially end up on TMZ, put a fucking number on that bitch.
But can I be devil's advocate here?
You sure can.
All right. So you play Tarkov, right?
Oh yeah.
So all of the access perms that you've given Tarkov specifically are equally as invasive, both to your browsing details, your like the anti-cheat, the level that it runs. Also, Valorant is the other. Actually, Valorant is the hot topic. It runs at kernel 0. So before anything happens on your PC, if you want to play Valorant, that anti-cheat is operating the second your computer turns on, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're playing the game or not, it's always there. So like my question is, if you are concerned about being forcibly required to unlock your phone with facial recognition, I feel like you're missing steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
No, I hit all those steps. There's not anything on my computer that I wouldn't want to share. Right, like slide right in.
You're
here
a
to you right
special
now.
breed. You are a different breed of person. I'm just talking about in general here. Like, I don't think that facial recognition is a bad metric to.
The reason it's bad is because it's unlikely that your PC there is going to be.
It is unlikely.
Whereas
it is also
it's very likely that your phone will become an issue, because if you get pulled over and the guy next to you, you don't know what he might look like somebody who's fucking wanted for God knows what. You could easily end up with your phone being compromised, and maybe it's not even you that did something. Maybe I texted you
it's
about
somebody
me
else,
doing something, and now the evidence is on your phone, and you're fucking all your friends too. You know what I mean? Like
you
and again, not a big deal to just put a code in. It isn't a service.
The more security, the better. I don't think that anybody's going to be like, yo, having redundant security is a bad idea. Like having if in fact you could set it so you could have a passcode. I know that Android has a way where if you input your password within the last 5 minutes, so if like you do something, you unlock your phone, you do something, you put it down, in 5 minutes from that last passcode, you don't have to put that passcode in again. Like maybe you just want to text somebody.
You can set that timer. You can change the amount.
Yeah, I have
1 second, 3 seconds, 5 seconds.
Anytime the screen goes black, I have to re-enter it.
Mine is instant.
Yeah,
right. And that's
if I press the off button, this thing locks.
You guys?
Yeah, and that's an option. I think there are. I don't think that's an option for iPhone. And
so I think we should move past phone security.
Yeah, we can move past phone security.
Let's go to let me.
It's a big hot topic right now, Taylor.
Kernel 0 exception.
Everybody's foaming at the mouth for more of this. Let's talk about that zigzag line pattern. Which ones are best?
With the typing?
I'm more of a zig man.
Unlock zigzaggy line.
Oh, I'm more of a zag person, Taylor. I think you're vulnerable.